Hi everyone, I'm doing a tutorial about using napkins and tissue paper to make earrings with these wooden blanks. So first it's about the same thing, but I'm going to show you both. First, what you do is you take your napkin or tissue paper, and there's two or three layers to this. I already peeled it off the back. So what you want to do when you get your napkin is what the tip I have for you is dipping your finger in a little bit of Mod Podge and going like this, and then it should come up the back. Then you just peel the back, and that's how you do that. So you want to start with that napkin and take a little bit of Mod Podge and then paint, or I say paint, but I guess it's, yeah, paint on your Mod Podge to your wooden blank. Put a good amount there, not like crazy, but just enough that you know it'll stick onto there. And take your piece and line it up, and then just place it on. You're going to smooth it out as best you can and be kind of gentle with it, because it is napkin and it's pretty thin, so you can tear kind of easily. If it does tear, just take off as much as you can and start over. So not too much of a big deal, but you don't want to keep starting over a whole bunch of times. Okay, and then once you have that placed on there, you take more Mod Podge and just put it on. Make sure to get up to the edges. And you want to be kind of putting a lot, but not just crazy amount. But you'll learn once you start doing it. You'll figure out exactly what I'm talking about, but just like that. Okay, now you want to let this dry for probably 10 to 15 minutes or so, and then do one more coat of Mod Podge. And then, yeah, this is the front of it, and the back I already painted, so I have the back. Or you could do the same thing on the back, use the napkin on the back if that's the look you're going for. So do that and let that sit. I have one already done. So what you do now, this has about two coats of the Mod Podge, and I used the gloss Mod Podge for this one. So now you want to take off a little bit of the excess, but we're going to sand the rest of it off, so it doesn't have to be completely flush. But, you know, as best as you can, it helps out that you don't have to sand too much, but it's really not necessary. There we go. Okay, so now here's your piece. You can see that I have some excess there that needs to be taken care of. So what you do is you're going to grab your sandpaper or sand blocks, and I have 60, I guess it's 60, 120, and 220. So I start off with the grit that's a little bit rougher, and just go slowly. Take your time, don't go too hard, because I'll show you what can happen if you go too hard. And yes, I'm going to switch to a little bit finer There we go. See, it comes right off. So just keep doing this. It takes a little while. So just do your best. Be gentle with it, because you don't want to do this, which I have done. Let me show you my example, which I have somewhere. It was my example to show you because I wasn't going to sell it or give it away. I was going to keep it for myself because, well, I can't find it now. Well, I am not prepared, I guess. But what can happen is that if you go too hard, you can chip. If you go too hard on this, you can chip the paint and you can chip the actual wood blank. So if that happens, you know, you're just either gonna have to repaint it, kind of get that chip out. But if you did the wood, you'll have the wood completely off, and then there's not too much you can do after that. It's in the back, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, don't go too rough. Don't go crazy with it, you know. Just go gentle, or you can just use a finer grit and just, it'll take a little bit longer. Just keep going. Let's see this side, and then you want to go from the side that your print is on and go this way. Don't want to go this way down. You want to go from where your front is, from the front of it, and just go down, because that way, if anything, your napkin won't get distorted. There we go. Okay, so now you can see that's much better. Still not completely off. So you can just take some more off and then sand it some more. There we go. Could probably do a little bit more sanding, but that's pretty much how you do it. Put that away. And you're left with this. Now what you want to do is poke your hole. And my little poker is right here. I have this little tool that I use to poke the hole. Just find the hole and just do that. It's very easy because it's just napkin. So it's not like you're going through a whole bunch of, you know, heavy layers. Okay. Now with this, what you want to do is put more Mod Podge on it. I have these two, for example. I use the matte Mod Podge on this one, and you can see there's not too much shimmer. There is still some shimmer, but not too much. Not compared to this one. Well, this one is matte too, I think. No, this is a shimmer, the matte. But you can finish it off with the matte again for these. It's the one I used. One more coat. A coat of the gloss, which is what I used on this one. Or you could use sparkle, which is like a glitter. So that's it. You let it dry, and I don't think it needs anything else. I think it's good like that, just sealed with the Mod Podge. But you could use UV resin to seal it. What you do is you just the easiest way I find is that you just paint it on the UV resin, cure it in the cure lamp, the UV lamp, and then you'll have to poke the hole again. If you got any resin in your hole, you'll have to poke the hole again. Or you could drill it. If it's too rough, you can just drill the hole, and then you'll have that open. What you could also do, same process almost, is use the Dimensional Magic. Actually, it's not really the same process because you have to put the Dimensional Magic in a circle. You can see my other tutorials. This is where I show this example. But you just put the dimensional magic, dimensional magic, and then you let it sit for 24 hours. Let it dry, and then you'll have to repoke your hole. Same thing with the drill. And this is one I've done with that dimensional magic, and it have the glitter sparkle Mod Podge also. So if you guys can see that, it looks really cute. But these ones I don't normally use any other sealant other than Mod Podge, the regular Mod Podge, because I find that it doesn't need it. Like these, I have a whole bunch that I have to finish. This one, this one came out cute with the double. Okay, so let's move on, which is pretty much the same process as using napkins. What you use here is tissue paper or gift paper napkins or tissue. In my other tutorial I was kind of saying tissue paper, and it's actually napkin for this one. Better description would be napkin, and this one would be tissue paper, which is like the ones you use for gift wrapping. That's the one. So take, you know, paint your back, something like that, and then use the Mod Podge. This one I'm gonna use the matte because that's what I've used on this one, so I use the matte on this one. The same thing, you just paint it on. Paint it on. There we go. Okay. Put the paper where you want it. And then just smooth it out. And you'll notice that this one is a little more, well, a little less delicate, I should say, than the napkin. Just, you know, but still be gentle with it. Be gentle with it, you know, because it is still pretty thin. There you go. So do that. Then you take more Mod Podge and you just paint it on. And the same thing like the napkin example, just paint it on all the way to the edge. There we go. Now you want to let this dry for 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes. And then like this one, you want to see, this one's pretty much dry now. I don't know how long it's been, but I'm going to put the gloss now, the gloss one. This is my second coat of this. So if you feel like doing another coat at this point, you can, but I normally just do 2 coats and then I do my last coat when everything's cut out. So there you go, just coat it, let it dry, coat it again, and then cut it out. So this one I have already dried. It's ready to be cut out and sanded. So again, just cut this out. There we go. And there it is. But you can see it has, well, there it is there. You can see it has a little bit overlapped, so you need to sand that off. So same thing, take your sandpaper, be careful. I'm using 120 this time, so be careful when you're doing it that you do it gently, because you do not want the other side of your painted piece to come off, and you don't want, you know, to chip the wood, which you can definitely do. I wish I had my example, but I don't know where I put it. If I find it, I'll try, if I can, to put a picture at the end of the video of my chip that happened to me. I was just going to town on it. I was just really going for it. I wasn't paying attention, and then whoops, a really bad chip. Okay, there we go. So it's nice and clean now. You can go with a softer grit to really get off any little bits, make it a little smoother at the sides. All right, now don't forget, you need to poke your hole. So find where your hole is, just poke it through. There we go. And now the last coat will be matte. So matte, put the last coat on. And you can just put as many coats as you really want to. You know, I mean, you don't go crazy with it, but you can just put, you know, 2 or 3 more coats if you really wanted to. But I think this is enough. 3 to 4 coats, it's more than enough. This ones have 3 coats, and they came out great. And they feel the same as the napkins, pretty much the same thing. So you can go crazy with your projects, because they have tons of napkins that you can use, different patterns, styles. You have tons of tissue paper that you can also use. You can use solid colors or just prints, anything like that. And well, I think that's it for how to do it. You just add your, you know, little findings to the end. I'll probably make another video just showing me doing that, because I have so many here that I have to do, and I have so many on the side of me that I have to do still. What I'm gonna do is, I use these jump rings, and I normally use split rings. So jump rings I'm not really sure about, because they tend to come off easily. So I got a tip from somebody that I take a little bit of UV resin, and I just put a dot where the jump ring opens, and then cure that, and then you have a secure jump ring. Or you can solder it, but I'm not comfortable doing that yet, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the UV resin and close it up that way, and hopefully it works for me, because I have a lot of these. It came with a whole bunch of these jump rings in my kit with the blanks, so I don't want to waste it, you know. But I normally buy split rings, but I don't want to waste it. So coming up, I'm going to try and show you guys if I have success with, because I've only done it a couple times, is using foil wraps for your nails to make these on the wooden blanks. So be on the lookout for that. You use UV resin to make it and hope for the best. So, because sometimes it didn't come out for me. So I'm going to try and we'll figure it out together. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I appreciate you. If you went all the way through this video, consider subscribing, and please like this video if it was helpful, because it really helps me a lot. And I'm trying to build my channel. I just started, so I'm trying to make like 300 subscribers by the end of the year. So I hope I can do that. We'll see. If not, you know, it's okay. It's all for fun anyway. But all right, thank you. Have a great Sunday, and God bless.